when you're analyzing a company to be invested in, most, and I'm going to use the ones listed on any stock exchange, and you look at the books. Of course, you look at the numbers, but again, you look at the human assets, isn't it?
Yeah.
Then you begin to say, do you have a company on this paper that the human assets truly believe in this company at various executive, board, management, down to the ordinary staff? You consider this as part of your investment analysis, don't you?
Yes, you look at the quality of capital, human capital, you look at the loyalty of that human capital, you look at if there is a key man risk in the sense that there's somebody whose intellectual resource is on which the company is riding on. So you look at the broadness of management, you look at the depth of management, do they have the skills and the competencies? Do you have succession plan? Is it a company has gone through a succession plan? Take, for instance, if you look at investment in Nigerian banks. If you watch, you realize that of all Nigerian banks, GT Bank shares is the highest. Have you noticed that? In terms of balance sheet size, GT Bank is not the highest. In terms of deposit base, GT Bank is not the highest. In terms of profitability, GT Bank is not the highest. But in terms of market price, GT is the highest. Simple reason is this. Foreign portfolio investors are confident that the GT has gone through several transition periods. So there's a succession plan. They believe the bank has broad management. It has depth in management. And they have confidence that the company will not just vanish overnight. So when you look at where to invest, you look at what kind of quality capital, human capital do they have.
So some folks say that the greatest asset Nigeria has is not crude oil, nor agriculture, but the human element, the 180 million Nigerians. Do you agree with that?
I agree to the extent that you can call it potential. It's not yet, for me, it's not yet really a harnessed asset. It's a potential. And the key thing is that we need to begin to learn, we need to decide how to explore that potential.
So how do we leverage it?
Okay, let's, for instance, we have, if you look at the demographic of the Nigerian population, those between the ages of 0 and 14 account for 47.8% of the Nigerian population. That is an age bracket that we need to arrest immediately. Quality of basic education. I'm talking of 47.8% of Nigerians. In the next 10 years, they become the labor force. Some of them become part of the labor force. We need to make sure that they have 100% education in terms of literacy level. Because now they are at the formative age. We need to teach them the right values. We need to imbibe the appropriate skills in them. And then in the next 10, 15 years, that age bracket that accounts for 7.8% of the Nigerian population would have entered the labor force. They will create a market. The population about 40 million. That's almost the population of England, almost the population of South Africa, the population of that age bracket. Next age bracket of those between 15 and 24 account for 19.5% of the Nigerian population. They are the people in the secondary schools and the universities. What quality of education are they getting? That will determine the effectiveness, whether they're going to be knowledge workers or laborers. What are we doing to make sure that we imbibe these people with the right appropriate skills so that they can compete in global knowledge environment today? Are we doing that? In the next population bracket is between those between the age of 25 and 54. They account for 30.6% of the Nigerian population. They are the current labor force. What is the quality of that labor force? We need to ask ourselves. Do they have the right skills? What is the level of literacy level that we have at that age bracket? So for you to really enjoy the benefit of our population, we need to give them the right skills. We need to give them appropriate training. We need to particularly, I'm more worried about those who are the age of 0 to 14 because they are the age bracket we can rescue. We should not allow to come into the labor force without the skills. In some countries like Singapore, that age bracket has 100% literacy level. That age bracket is being trained on STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. That is the focus of current educational system. Is that our focus?
So you think to get dividends of patriotism, we need to invest. Your number one is education. What comes next?
Well, apart from education, you also have to create environment, work opportunities for them. Because if you look at a 24-year-old man who is energetic, who is passionate about his country, but he has no avenue to contribute to the society's growth, then it's being wasted. And in a lot of instances, such people tend towards looking for any opportunity to survive. So we need to create that labor work opportunities for them. So beyond the quality of education, beyond the availability and quality of education, we must also create opportunities for people to express their God-given talent, for people to have opportunities to contribute to the society. So that takes us to the next issue of how do we make this country a very good climate for investment purposes, including local investment. How do we attract the appropriate type of investment, including those that are going to be coming from our own?
So when we say investment, it's always like a two sides to a coin, the foreign and local. And foreigners are not investing when you are not investing yourself in your own local environment. That's the right posa, isn't it?
Yes, because in the first place, who will come to an environment where the inhabitants are running away? So the environment must be right for us to invest. And I can also tell you that 99% of foreign investors will come to any country. We want to co-invest with local investors. So if they can't find the local partners, if they talk to the local partner and local partners are not willing to invest in the environment, they will believe that the local partners know what they do not know. So one of the critical elements when you are talking about investing in any country is that you have to look for appropriate partners. In fact, you have to even look at how to develop the financial market is. Do you have alternative disposal outlets that at some point, if you want to walk away, can you sell your investment to local investors? Because the local investors are the last set of people to live in the environment.
I agree.
They are the people who have the last, their fate is tied to their environment.
And you're speaking to yourself here. Hold on a second, Johnson Chukwu. We'll be back with you after the break. Let's take a break, and then we'll talk about the markets in first quarter, the final quarter of this year, and see what investors will be thinking of and what will be the takeaway for the year under review.